there's a way to make an entrance.
This is my destiny.
It was now a conspiracy of witches.
Download Veely today.
Tonight on the House of Tiny Tearaways.
It just feels like fighting all the time, and that's the real thing I hate.
It's the fourth day at the House of Tiny Tearaways, and it's been an incredibly emotional few days. Tanya has begun to see real progress, but there's still a lot of work to do if the families are going to put their problems behind them for good. 3 families, the Taylors, the Bogues and the Larkin Smiths, have all come to the house desperate for clinical psychologist Dr. Tanya Byron to help them combat their children's behaviour problems. With just 3 days to go, all the families are hoping that Tanya can solve their problems and turn their lives around for good in the House of Tiny Tearaways. Delphi and Rebecca Larkin-Smith won't go to bed by themselves and frequently wake up crying in the night. As mum Sarah is epileptic, lack of sleep is a major risk to her health. Last night, Larry and Sarah switched roles. Larry took control of the twins' bedtime, whilst mum, Sarah, was given the night off.
So do you have like anything that kind of triggers them off at all? Or?
But they say it's just sleep deprivation and stress and anxiety. So.
It's now the early hours of the morning, and mum Sarah is sleeping separately in another room. The twins have been asleep for 3 hours and 26 minutes. Larry has to put the twins back to bed several times in the night. And it's taken 44 minutes to settle them. It's 7:08 in the morning, and Larry is keen to talk to Sarah about how his night with the twins went and whether she got some vital rest.
Mummy!
Oh, sorry, we'll come back then. Oh?
How'd it go?
Have you no idea how it went?
No.
Well, it's an all-nighter 3 times that week.
Mummy? Yeah.
Did you sleep okay?
Yeah.
Who wants some juice?
Oh.
Come on, guys, come on.
Mummy.
Mummy, well, she was asleep, but we kind of woke her up.
Mummy.
She's on. Who's got? Oh, this could be Mummy now.
Come on.
No.
Let's just put your microphone on. Come on, little one. You're happy today, aren't you?
No.
That's not the thing to do.
No.
What?
No.
Rebecca, please.
Be
Come
assertive,
on.
Mum. Be assertive.
Larry, shut up.
Morning.
Beep, 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 beep.
What time did you get to bed then?
Well, I don't know. I didn't look at my watch at that particular...
You're up there gassing with us lot for ages again.
Not until the early hours, no.
Well, that defeats the whole point of me doing what I was doing.
I had to go to bed at 9 o'clock.
By the time I went to bed?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
It was.
Good night's sleep.
Yeah, I did. Had a great night's sleep.
I'm making some coffee and going back to the room.
No.
Madhouse.
Larry Larkin-Smith, he took control of sleep training of his two daughters, Rebecca and Delphi, who we should remember at home have only let their parents sleep through the night, I think, twice since they've been born. How did he do?
I mean, I have to say, good for Larry. I mean, he is now yawning his head off, exhausted, saying, I'm fading fast. But he, I think, is very pleased with himself, which is great.
At home, Sarah does most of the work, I think, with the children, and they've admitted that. But, of course, she has epilepsy, so they're very worried about her sleep deprivation. So you said last night, go into a separate room. How has she coped with being taken out of the whole sleep training process, if you like?
I actually think she's finding it quite hard.
Do you?
I do. I don't know why, but there is no real sense of celebration between the two of them. It's almost as if it might be quite hard for Sarah to suddenly see that the girls didn't need her to be there in the way that maybe she always thought they did. Now, I can understand that, and I think that for Sarah, who had a very, very traumatic pregnancy, a very traumatic birth, and a very traumatic immediate post-birth period where she almost lost both of her girls, and then one had a major operation and had a lot of their bowel removed and so on and so on, I think she has real attachment issues with her daughters, and that's why partly we've had this sleep problem where she's been sleeping on the floor.
Okay. How then are you going to deal with the sleep training tonight? Are you keen for Sarah to sleep again by herself, or will you let her take part in it?
I think she should take part in it tonight because she is the one, I think, that the girls recognise as more of a soft touch. So now they know that Dad means business. I mean, they didn't make the same kind of fuss with him that they do with Sarah, right. And that's because they associate her much more with sleep, so she definitely needs to be part of it tonight.
It's been an emotional journey for Kim and Letitia so far in the house. Tanya has invited Mum Kim for a chat to find out how she's coping.
So,
Mum Kim arrived 4 days ago in dire need of Tanya's help with her 3.5-year-old daughter Letitia's violent tantrums.
how are you feeling towards her at the moment?
Everything that I'm seeing is good because she hasn't had the tantrums. You know, I mean, the screaming last night, I thought I would just think to myself, how long is it going to carry on for? And she was just stopping. You know, normally that had gone for hours.
I think Letitia, now that she's getting this emotional connection with you, I think any separation is quite hard for her, even nighttime. So you're going to have to just be very gentle and gradual in that. She's going to be quite a big project, really. You're going to have to invest a lot of time in her, but I think the end result, well, you're already seeing that.
Yeah.
I think you're feeling quite stressed by the progress you've made. I think it's freaking you out slightly. It is, isn't it? What are you the most worried about?
Just that it's all going to
fall apart. I can see that. This is what's going on for you, isn't it? Rather than going, yeah, I can do it, you're thinking, oh my goodness me, what if I can't? What if I can't?
Yeah.
And why do you think? What?
I don't know. I can just. That's all I can think is, what if I can't do it anymore? I mean, she's draining me, but like I said, it's gonna. This is about to happen. But I'm like, what? When I get home, am I still going to be able to do it?
I think you're starting to panic about leaving.
Because like, what if it all goes wrong?
Suddenly it's Wednesday, and we're halfway through, and you're scared that you'll go back and start to feel sad again. Oh, babe.
Every time they see me, I'll be crying.
If you believe in yourself as a mother, and if you believe in the relationship you have with your daughter, even if she's draining, that self-belief stays with you wherever you go, whether you're in this house, whether you're in the middle of a supermarket, wherever you are, you're still the same person.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you out today.
Yep.
But I'm going to send you out to a place which is probably your nightmare scenario. I'm going to send you and the two kids to a supermarket to do a shop for the whole house.
I'm like, oh my God, yeah, supermarkets. God, I go on my own.
And then to cook everybody supper. and then to serve supper, get all the kids there, get all the parents there, and then get Letitia in bed by 7:30.
Right. God.
Are you all right? Are you fit? You're looking anxious.
Yeah, because I'm like,
As your
I
heart.
can manage this shopping.
Be creative and spontaneous and on the spot and distract her. If people are looking at you, who cares? You're never going to see them again. If she starts to have a massive tantrum, say to her, Letitia, stop it, and then I will talk to you.
Yeah.
Now, what I need to do is I need to ask you just to go and sit somewhere quietly, maybe in your room. I need you to psych yourself up. If you really don't think you can do it and you're not ready, we'll cancel it.
Right, yeah.
All right, darling.
Yep.
See you in a bit. OK.
After breakfast, Morton and his sons, Dylan and Rowan, play in the lounge.
I'm stuck. And I know what a fish feels like.
Mum Amanda and Dad Morton entered the house 4 days ago because middle son Rowan's extreme behaviour was pushing the family to breaking point. Yesterday, Tanya told them both to be much more assertive with all three of their sons, Dylan, Rowan and Arlen, when they're misbehaving.
Yay! No, I got you. Careful. No, OK. You don't want it on. But don't put it in other people if you can't handle having it on. No. What's the matter? I'm gonna get you. Lift you up. You're too heavy. It's all that goofiness or something in your head.
It's been 15 minutes since Kim left her consultation with Tanya.
Off! 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 Do it again!
No.
Yeah!
No.
Please!
No.
Please!
No.
I'm gonna play out then.
Go on then. No, Tish, you can't play out. You can't play... Not yet. When Mummy comes, come on. When Mummy comes. Go on.
Oh! Right!
Come in.
Hey.
We're ready.
Right. Let's sit down. Can you sit here? Yeah.
What you can do it.
What?
I'm gonna do it.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
While Mum, Kim, finalises the shopping list in the garden with the Larkin Smiths, son Connor and daughter Letitia get ready to go out.
I'm putting your shoes on! I'm going to tell Mum.
I'm going to tell Mum.
Mum! She won't put shoes on.
Letitia, go inside and put your trainers on because we're going out soon. Letitia, go now and put your trainers on. Thank you.
Put your shoes on.
What?
You've got it on your wrong foot. Put it on the other foot. Wrong foot.
What? Well, what is wrong with you helping her? You could see I was busy out there. I could not... pardon. Come on, quick, because we'll miss this car. It's going to come for us, quick. I'll do this one, then you can... No, you're not going to kick me. You're not going to kick me. Right, well, you don't go, then. See you later. Come on, Connor.
No!
Well, let me put the trainers on for you.
I'm putting them
That is the wrong foot.
Tanya decides to chat to Kim before she goes.
Hello. How's it started? All right?
Yeah, I just walked off and left her. Thought, you're not going to do it, girl.
Let me
She's
tell you
still moved.
something. Let me tell you something very interesting. I watched all that. Her brother was winding her up. It was
Yeah, I have a lot of that with her mum. Stop winding her.
Yeah, she was trying to put her shoes on, and he was telling tales on her and going, put your shoes on, and quite negative. And I think he's obviously picked that up from you, so we need to help him understand how to do it more positively. She was actually being so sweet, and then when you came in, you were like, what's going on? And then the whole atmosphere changed, and that's when she threw herself on the ground. So actually, I think you probably could have been a bit more positive with her. You probably could have distracted her, made it into a game, tickled her toes or something. And I think that I could see you started to say, get your coat off there, do this, do that. You get back into the face.
Yeah.
So I want you to come back with massive muscle ache. Smile, even if you're dying inside and you feel like the world is looking at you. Because you're going to do this, I know you are, but as soon as you get a bit agitated, I can see what happens.
Hey, Delphi, let go.
With real progress being made over their sleep training, Tanya wants to help the Larkin Smiths to cope more effectively with the twins' tantrums.
I've been doing lots and lots of observing, and who just bit who?
Well, I wasn't sure if she bit her or not. I wondered why she suddenly cried. I think Rebecca must have bit Delphi, but Delphi pulled her hair.
Right.
As Sarah is the one who normally deals with the twins at home, she's asked Larry to take a back seat and let Sarah take charge. Tanya's keen to observe how Sarah normally copes if the girls play up, so she's taken in a buggy for the girls to play with.
Come over here.
Hey, stop it. Come on, stop. Come on, you can both play with it. No. Hey. Let go. Rebecca, right. What do you say? Rebecca, what do you say? Right. No, you shouldn't have pulled her hair either, okay? You say sorry for pulling her hair. Okay, you can go and play. What are you crying for now? You're going to stay there crying? No. What's going to happen then? I want you to say sorry to Delphi. Delphi, come here. Right. Rebecca, say sorry to Delphi.
Sorry to
Okay. Okay, you can both play with it and both share. You can both play. No, Rebecca. Delphi, you've just had a long turtleneck. Can Rebecca have a go?
Relax. That's quite stressful. You were stressed.
No, it's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, well, what fascinated me there, and the reason I didn't stop it, is because you did get them to say sorry, which was lovely, and there was a kiss and a cuddle, which was lovely, and then what happened 30 seconds later?
Get it started again.
Another bite, another scratch, and another punch.
Absolutely.
So, did that intervention teach them anything? Clearly not, because off they go again.
Yeah.
Delphi, who is the least dominant twin, who is the one that tends, I think, to get most of the knocks around. Delphi then went off and was playing very nicely with the buggy, but which was the child that got all the attention from the mother?
Rebecca.
Who had just bitten and scratched her sister. Let them know, A, you don't like it, B, give them a clear consequence, and C, invest all the time in the one that's behaving beautifully.
Right.
Because the one that isn't will see that and soon think, there's a better way of getting mummy's attention or daddy's attention, and it actually isn't scratching my sister.
Do you want down, Rowan? Do you want down?
Hold on.
And what you doing?
It's mid-morning and the Bogue family are sitting around the dining table.
It's climbing.
You can't, but your mummy will probably take the wrists off you.
Don't you eat my biscuit, that's mine.
Rowan,
No,
and Daddy
Ron,
have
you've
it.
had yoghurt.
Daddy have it, please.
That mine, give
That's
back.
Mummy's food.
Push.
Please.
Push and try it.
And go.
How are the Bogues doing today with their 3 boys?
Morton has a very, very difficult childhood himself. He is terrified of his anger. He is terrified that he could do something to his sons. So he doesn't do anger. But he's always policing their anger because he's then terrified that they're going to be angry boys in the same way that he feels he is. But you've got to show them what anger is about. Because if children grow up in an atmosphere where they don't understand anger as a natural emotion, how on earth do they then learn to deal with their own rage? And that, I think, is what's happening with Rowan.
What do you want? Can you come and tell me what you want? Okay, if you hit me once more, Ron, I'm going to move away from you, okay? It's not acceptable.
Can I just watch this with Rowan? Do you mind if we watch this?
No. Don't hit me.
1, 2.
Can you see how he looks quite anxious, though?
Yeah.
Once Rowan starts going off, Morton starts to get very agitated.
Yeah, his whole face went taut.
And he's really watching him, can you see?
Right.
Rowan.
Yep. No, you're not hitting Mummy over and over. You sit down. You want to come and give Mummy a cuddle and apologise for hitting me? Or even just a cuddle?
Amanda, though, needs to kind of toughen up a bit.
Come on.
I'm going to go down and just...
Okay.
All right? Hello, yes. It's interesting, I've just watched all of that. It's quite interesting. I think what I'd really like you to practice is to go in and literally you go down and you look at him and you say, if you hit me again, you will come back here. Now we're going to go and play, and just walk out with him. He needs to know that he cannot punch you.
Right. Okay.
Do you want to try?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rowan. If you hit Mummy again, we will come back here and you will not... No, I'd like you to look at Mummy, please. I'd like you to come out and look at Mummy.
And much more, really, and very clear voice.
If you hit Mummy again, you
If you hit Mum.
you will come back in here and we will not go outside to play. Now, we'd like you to come back down, please.
That didn't sound so cross to me, but it's better than before. If he wants to lie, he can. Right, are we going then?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, see you later.
Kim hasn't taken Letitia shopping with her for over 6 months due to her disruptive behaviour. Tanya wants Kim to use her new parenting skills to turn shopping from an ordeal to a fun activity. She's asked Kim to cook a meal for the whole house this evening. Connor will prepare dessert.
I think I'm going to do this.
I don't like going shopping with Letitia. I've got ways now that fingers crossed they're going to work and she's not going to have a tantrum, so we'll see.
Come on then, we're going to go find these for the shopping.
Mum, sniff up.
This way. I want them.
This way. Come on. What? That's plates. Want to sing a song?
No.
Letitia, stop. You're going to squash everything. No. Well, push trolley then.
I'm okay.
Come on, let's go find chocolate. Let's go find chocolate. Let's go find chocolate. Look what's here. Look. Look what's down here. Come on.
Mama!
Here, look. Where's your onions? Come on, what have you got to find? I've seen that fairy. I'm going to go find her now. Come on then. Are you coming to find your fairy? Where's your onions? Can you see onions?
Onions.
Clever girl, you've got two. What have you got to find next, Letitia?
What is it?
The cherries. Get the next one for Connor. Do you want to pass him it? Hang on, let Letitia pass you. And I'll put it in the trolley. Just pop them in the trolley.
After a shaky start, Tanya's advice seems to be paying off.
Can you manage? And I'll carry...
What is it?
It's lamb mince.
I don't want it.
You don't...
What am I gonna get? Ah, you're squeezing me to death.
Check out, get out. It went well compared to what would normally happen. Normally she'd start and I'd just say, oh, you know what, just, yeah, do whatever. So, yeah, it's gone really well. I'm really, inside I'm buzzing. It's like, yes, we've done it. We've been shopping.
Tanya has been monitoring the Bogue family over the course of the day. After 2 tantrums from Rowan earlier, she now feels that parents Morton and Amanda need to be giving clearer and more consistent signals to their children.
I think I might go into this. I think I might go into this. Can I just go?
Yes, off you go.
Stay, I won't be safe.
Right, take this out. You go down the bottom, please, and play. If you want to play with this, go down. Right, Rowan, do not hit Mummy. If you hit Mummy again, you'll go to the bedroom. Right. Right, okay. No. We're not breaking stuff. We go down. You do not hit Mummy and you do not try to break the gate. It is Dylan's turn to play with the buggy. Now, Mummy's going to go back along. When you want to join me, you can come along.
Because you weren't giving me a magic.
Obviously, it's anything to get your attention. Yeah. He's cross. But, you know, he's a little boy. He's thumping the floor. This is anger. And what he's learning is, yes, anger is a real emotion because, you know what, Mummy was just cross. But in a minute, it'll be over and he'll go back out. And then as soon as he does lovely stuff, absolutely love him up. Good boy, good, really. Yeah. So he gets the real kind of contrast. Right. He's kicking the wall with his feet. The less you say and the more efficient you are with, right, you scratched your brother, no. Yeah. Don't scratch your brother. I mean, you can't even look at me when I do that, can you?
I just hate confrontation.
I know you do, I know.
I really do.
I know you do.
I just, anything to avoid it sort of
I know, but when I say don't scratch, I'm not saying I hate you, Amanda, and I don't want to be your friend. I'm conveying to you that I feel really strongly about something. Oh no, you're tearful. Tell me.
No, that's okay.
Do you feel like I've just had a go at you?
No.
What is it?
It's just the whole, like they say, the confrontation thing, which I know is stupid, but it's like, it just feels like fighting all the time, and that's the real thing I hate.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But I think, babe, I really believe that if you showed your boys that you were cross, but really showed them that you were cross, they would listen to you and it would stop much more quickly. I think because you have issues with confrontation, as does Morton for different reasons, you both avoid being angry, so they don't really know what's going on. He's calm, you open the door, you say, right, don't hurt your brother, let's go outside, have a cuddle, and then we go and think. And if he flares off again, we'll do it again, but just very clearly so he knows, and then we'll go out.
Okay.
All right?
Right.
You are a very good mother, but it's not being a bad mother to be cross with your children sometimes and to show them. Yeah, okay.
Right. No, we do not hit Mummy, and we do not fight with your brother or try to break things. Okay, Mummy's going to go along. When you want to come along, you can come. Okay, Mummy's going to go along now.
He'll just come out when he's ready. I mean, it's very hard when they do this, but that's attention-seeking behaviour in a way, and if you go back in, then what you're saying to him is all you have to do is scream and cry and hit and punch and fight. Turning into a monster, is that what it feels like? A bit.
I guess it's just kind of what I try not to be, if you know what I mean.
Mommy.
I think it's just I try to, because Morton's kind of been the angry one in the relationship, I've always tried to be the opposite side, and so I find it like almost, you know, I feel guilty when I do it because I think, you know, there should almost be someone kind
to
of
balance
in
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's got to become more equal, but I think you and Morton need to talk about that.
Mommy.
How do you think Mum, Amanda, dealt with that?
Much better. Cleaner, clearer consequence, less chat, much more assertive. Left in the room to chill out, he came out. Little bit of but he's now gone over to his dad, who's just giving him lots of positive attention, and now it's all over and he's sitting next to his brother. This is a much more efficient way, I think, of dealing with Rowan's anger, much more efficient way.
I would have liked, when Rowan to have entered the room, for his mum to go, hello, how are you? They need to up the energy a bit.
Yes. It does need to be much more clearly defined. This is what we do when we're not happy with your behaviour, this is what we do when we are. But as the general rule of thumb is as soon as the consequence has passed and the situation is over, the situation is over. And so many parents continue to talk about it on and on and on throughout the day. Now you see, he should be told, what a good boy you are. Come here, darling, let's have a cuddle. Really kind of crank it up. So he's thinking,
oh, hold on, this makes some more sense. I'd like being well behaved. It's Wednesday, and all these children who have been behaving quite well have all decided to kick off.
Thank goodness.
Are you pleased or nervous about it?
Well, thank goodness finally, but goodness me, kids, please, couldn't you have done it at least by Monday afternoon or even Tuesday morning, Wednesday?
It's Wednesday, which means Dr. Tanya Byron has less than 48 hours left to help this week's desperate parents put a stop to their children's fighting, sleepless nights and tantrums. 3.5-year-old Letitia Taylor's violent tantrums and bad behaviour were making life a misery for 28-year-old mum Kim. Having made initial progress with the family, Tanya is keen to see how they cope in public and has sent them on a trip to the supermarket. This is something that Kim has been too scared to do with Letitia for 6 months.
Clever girl, you've got 2.
The Bogue family have come to the house desperate for help with 3-year-old son Rowan. Tanya believes the issue lies in Morton and Amanda's reluctance to show their emotions and an inability to deliver a consistent message, not only to Rowan, but also to mildly autistic son Dylan and their youngest, Arlen.
No.
Larry and Sarah Larkin-Smith have been struggling to cope with 2.5-year-old twin daughters, Delphi and Rebecca's constant fighting and sleep routine.
Sleep.
Tanya has been successfully addressing the sleeping issue, which also badly affects the frequency of Mum Sarah's epileptic fits. But alarmingly, the twins' behaviour seems to be taking a turn for the worse. Still to come.
You're pleased she's the mother of your girl?
Absolutely wouldn't want anybody else to be.
Thank you.
She's fab.
It's mid-afternoon and twin sisters Delphi and Rebecca Larkin-Smith are still playing with a pushchair that Tanya brought into the house.
Now play together nicely.
Earlier, Tanya gave Sarah and Larry pointers on how to deal more effectively with the twins' behaviour.
Rebecca? Go. Go on.
What, Mummy?
Don't pull her hair.
With white chocolate and brown.
The Taylors have returned from their trip to the supermarket. Tanya is on hand to greet them and find out how things went.
I'm cooking dessert.
Come in, Tally, come inside, come inside.
I've got a cookbook.
I know you've got a cookbook. Let's go and sit on the sofa. How are you guys? I missed you. Hello. Hey, you've been shopping? Have you? Come and show me what you've got. Come
I'm
and
cooking something.
Oh, you've got one of those. Wow.
I'm cooking something squares.
Something squares. Well, come and sit down. Let's have a chat.
Wow. There's milk chocolate and stuff.
Very nice. Hey, come sit here. Tell me how it went.
Fine, with a few little things, but
it went all right.
Yeah, we dealt with it. So,
what did I do with you? Do I say I told you so? Do I shake you? Do I throw my arms around you? So, a positive experience.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the self-doubt that you had this morning, a big wave of self-doubt, where you're going, I don't know if I can do this. What do you tell yourself now?
Yeah, I can do it, and we've done it. So yeah, definitely.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Is Mummy a star? Yeah. Does Mummy deserve a kiss? You're going to give her a kiss? Perfect. Well done.
No.
While the Larkin-Smiths keep an eye on Dylan, Rowan and Arlen in the garden, Tanya runs through an exercise in the consultation room that will help the Bogues react more appropriately to their children's behaviour.
First of all, once nicely, which is that kind of face, OK? Don't bite your brother.
Do not bite your brother.
Don't believe you. That's just like, do you want a cup of tea? Try again. I'm going to get you to both to practice outside with the mirrors later, but go on. Go on.
Do not bite your brother.
Nice. That kind of made me think, OK, right, now I've really sunk my jaws into him. This is the firm one.
Right. Do not bite your brother.
Right. No.
No.
The key thing I want to say to you is that you are good parents, but you are incredibly frustrating. I mean, I've got some stuff to play you, but I actually feel like I want to start shouting at you because I want to say, for goodness sake, it's really simple. Let's have a look. Here we go.
When you're ready to drink it, Rowan. Right, OK. Rowan, do you want the juice? Do you want the juice?
Yeah.
No, if you don't want it, just then.
You've sort of talking quite a lot. Can you see? But your face and your voice do not sound like you're cross.
Normally I can distract Dylan out of things really quickly, which is why I talk. I wasn't really cross them at the time, though. It was more, yeah.
So in that case, what was the point of all of that then?
It was more to get him to sort of calm down, because we had one little thing that we had to do, and it was kind of, we needed to do it.
Right.
You know.
Do you know, you have just completely answered the question that's been in my head. You have just worked out exactly what the problem is. You two spend all your time trying to calm your children down, and therefore you're not effectively teaching them about their behaviour. It's all about calming them down. But you're not doing anything effective in terms of them learning, because they keep doing it. If what you were doing was effective, eventually you'd see the behaviour reduce. I think emotionally you are absolutely exhausted. I think you're putting a brave face on this house. You're holding it together. You're desperately waiting for me to give you the magic answer. And I feel so bad for you. I think you're trying to put a brave face on with me, aren't you? And I think you break my heart, Amanda, because when I watch you, I just think this poor woman is spending her whole life trying to keep everybody happy.
No.
But you're exhausted, aren't you?
Yeah. I think it's your thing of sort of, you know, like wanting them to be proud of us. You know, it's like we are of them sort of thing.
And you don't think they are? Oh. You don't think your boys are proud of you?
I mean, that was like probably my main reason why I sort of had the operation and stuff, to like lose the weight, you know, because I wanted to be able to pick them up at the school gate and them not sort of be ashamed or, you know, I wanted them to sort of be.
But whether you have 5 more stone on your body, are you not the same person?
It was just, I think my mum was always really big when I was younger. And I never got massively bullied for it, but I used to get loads of questions all the time and stuff, and I used to be a bit like, it sounds awful, but I used to be a little bit embarrassed. I was adamant it would sort of never ever happen to sort of my children, that they would feel like that about me.
And do you feel you're succeeding in that area?
Yeah, like I say, I'm feeling a bit more like me again now, which is stupid. Because I know it is. I've just said, like, even when I go and pick the boys up from school, people used to ignore me when I went into the school playground. And since I've lost weight, people speak to me now who've never ever spoke to me. I think unless anybody's ever been fat, nobody would ever understand, because people do treat you as all, you know.
You're a social outcast. Yeah. You're an incredible woman, and you're a very strong woman. The problem is you don't believe that.
Larkin-Smith twins, Delphi and Rebecca, have been fighting with each other all day because they will not share their toys. After the earlier parenting exercise with Tanya, can Larry and Sarah cope when they have to deal with the problem of 2 girls and only 1 horse?
You don't like anyone else to have fun, do you? Let Delphi have a go on the horses.
Tanya has advised them to praise the twins' good behaviour and ignore the bad.
Can we get the table up in a minute so watch your water?
Yeah, I thought it looked like it was moving.
Finish now.
Come on, darling. Now, come on, Rebecca. Where's Delphi?
Don't be all...
Where's Delphi?
Come on, well, she gets what she wants then.
Earlier today, Kim Taylor and her 2 children, 8-year-old Connor and 3.5-year-old Letitia, took a trip out to the supermarket to see how Kim would cope if Letitia had a tantrum away from the house. She chats to Amanda Bogue in the garden about how her day went.
It's been a good experience because like, she hasn't been in the supermarket with me for, last October.
Right.
I have not taken her to a supermarket.
Right.
I get a babysitter and I go by myself on a night time.
Right.
And I'm literally just whizzing round. But I've seen more of Connor today that I've just not... I think out of the 2, he's the one that's got me wound up the most because he just kept having a constant go at her and I'm like, just give up. Like sticking his tongue out at her and, you know, just... I almost could have been a pest with her and I'm like, what is it with you?
Did the pain, do you think, to rile her before you?
No, well, like, out of the 2 of you, I expected Letitia to be the worst, and it's you that has really... He's the one that's giving me the headache, because I'm like, you've just... Oh.
It's almost bedtime, and Connor and Letitia are playing in the garden.
Whoa! Go! That's your fault, not my fault. That's your fault. Cause you... Colin, stop it!
You know that was too hard yourself because I saw it look on your face when you did it. There was no need for that. No need for that at all. But this is what you do. You get this way and I don't know why. So you can go to bed as well. Move. Go on. Move. You're both going. Sit. Get your trainers off. Go that way because it's fine. Your clothes might help and put them in the suitcase. All right. You're not bleeding, you're not cut, but there wasn't any reason for that. I'm not impressed with you at all today, Connor, whatsoever. You've just been a pest. Go on, go in. Out of the 2 of you, you've been the worst. I don't know what it is.
That's Rebecca.
It's not. This one's Rebecca.
That one's Rebecca.
Whilst Morton Bogue looks after Delphi and Rebecca in the garden, their parents, Sarah and Larry, come for a consultation with Tanya. Larry and Sarah Larkin-Smith came into the house with their twin daughters, Rebecca and Delphi. They were desperate for help with the girls' constant fighting and poor sleep patterns. Back at home, Sarah rarely gets a full night's sleep, as one or both of the twins usually end up in bed with her. As Sarah is epileptic, lack of sleep is a major risk to her health. Last night, Larry took control of bedtime, giving Sarah the night off. After mastering the rapid return technique, Larry finally turned in for the night.
I've never done what we did last night, where I've taken the principal nighttime parent out of the room, because I wanted to see if it would all kick up, because if it did, obviously, we need to address that before you leave the house. I mean, you were superb. It was just great watching, because you were half asleep, but completely focused on what you were doing.
The weird thing was, it was so touching because as soon as she appeared at the door, we met. She was literally turning around and going back to bed, holding her hand out. Oh God, here he is again. It was no sort of flinging on the floor like it was the night before. Yeah. She was accepting. Oh God, it's him again. Going straight back, which was so touching. It was
so sweet.
So sweet. It was really, really amazing.
Are you pleased?
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant.
Because we were dubious about whether it could possibly work, because it'd gone on for so long. Mm-hmm. It just seemed to have got worse and worse.
Has it surprised you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right, now, the behaviour, it really carries the same theme, which is assertiveness. Can we watch some of a tantrum?
Oh, yeah.
OK, go on then, let's have a look.
Hey, come on, play nicely. Rebecca, play nicely. I know she bit you, and I'm trying to get her to say sorry. Say sorry for pulling her hair.
Did you find watching them crying quite distressing, watching Rebecca crying quite distressing?
No, I've heard that so much. I can cope with Rebecca crying.
So what was the thing that made you feel the most tearful?
Because I just sound stupid.
And
I didn't think you sounded stupid, Dan. I think you have been probably doing the wrong thing, maybe, according to Tanya, but we don't know yet. We haven't discovered what...
I didn't say, please say sorry. I said, say sorry. It sounded harsh.
Well, that's what we're supposed to be doing, being a little more brisk than pleading.
So, what I need to ask you is this. Your own experiences as a child of parents were quite different in some ways. Because you lost your dad when you were very young. You were 2 years old. And you went to boarding school when you were...
4, I started at boarding school.
When you were 4 years old?
Till I was 18, I was at a boarding school.
Right. And so your relationship with your mother was close or...?
My mum would admit that she's not the most maternal.
Right, OK. So therefore, for you to be a mother, particularly when you have 2 children at once, is a huge challenge. So I guess I want to say to you, haven't you done really well? But I don't think you believe that. And I don't think there's anybody, any female you're close to in your life who says to you, do you know what, Sarah? I think you did really well there. Or do you know what, Sarah? You've got great kids, developing really well. They've got a really good sense of self. Smiley, gorgeous, sociable kids. And I don't think you hear that very often. And I think you spend most of your day going, I'm not a good enough mother. My children are very unhappy. I must hold them near me. I have to have them in the bed. Because you know what it's like to feel the pain of not having someone near you. Yeah. Do you give me permission for us to have some time to talk about this tomorrow?
Yeah.
Just, is it okay, Larry? Just the 2 of us?
Absolutely.
Because you will begin to recognise that being a mum is also sometimes saying, no, this is my time with Daddy. And that doesn't mean you're sending them to boarding school or you're dying and leaving them. It means you're just showing them that the world is that in relationships we have to share, and sometimes people who love us say no, but they'll come back. And I don't think you really had that, because in your heart, in your experience, it was always about abandonment. And you're a lovely, lovely mother. I just don't think you recognise that.
No, she is a great mum.
You're pleased she's the mother of your girls?
Absolutely, wouldn't want anybody else to be.
Did you know that?
Thank you.
She's fab.
Did you know that? That is how he felt?
That's nice to hear.
It's the end of the 4th day in the House of Tiny Tearaways. It's been a day filled with major tantrums and tears. The families are exhausted. The Bogue family are interacting more, but there's still work to be done on dealing with the boys' behaviour.
Oh, what's your daddy's nose? Ow! Dylan, no. That wasn't nice. I don't mind playing, but if you're gonna start hitting me...
After a successful day out, it seems the Taylors' differences have blown over.
No wind.
Never mind wind. Go to sleep.
I went in bed.
Yep. Sleep time now, though. Yeah. Right, give us kisses. It's not nice. Love you. See you in the morning.
Are you going to bed, Mum?
Ooh, see you in the morning.
Are you going to bed?
Let's kiss. Love you. Right. Night to you as well. Lay down. See you in the morning.
Until today, Kim Taylor has been afraid to take her daughter to a supermarket for fear of her constant tantrums. She comes to the consultation room to record her thoughts for the day.
It was a good day. Letitia she was a little bit demanding. Thought at times she was going to have a bit of a major tantrum, but I dealt with that and everything that comes after or before it. I noticed more today that Connor was... It were annoying me that, you know, I don't normally notice Connor, but today I did notice him. Tonight, it's just been emotionally draining because I feel like Connor's dragging me one way, Letitia's dragging me the other. I have found that hard. That's why I'm so tired, because I'm just emotionally drained and just whacked out. Other than that, it has been a good day, and we've all enjoyed ourselves, and we've not enjoyed ourselves like that for a long time. Glad we did it, and that now I've realised that I can do it.
Next time on the House of Tiny Tearaways.
What did you do?
Rowan, I think you have to finally say goodbye to your dad.
Don't kick.
You're gonna come out?